Alright guys, so I just got back from picking up some groceries. I'm going to do a grocery haul video. Ended up spending $70.30 at the Camp Casey commissary. I ended up spending a lot more money here on groceries than I would back in the States just because some things are more money and more expensive than other things. For example, there's only certain days to buy certain things or like to get a good price. So if I buy this chicken on just any other day, like this small package is $5. Today it's 50% off because it's about to go bad. So I stock up, I throw it in the freezer, and it's only $2.75. It's just a way to save some money. So I'll show you what else I picked up. So we'll start over here with the protein. Like I said, I picked up 3 of these packages of chicken. I picked up 1 pack of 10 cans of tuna. I've been having like 2 cans of tuna a day. Easy, like 40 grams of protein. And then just some cheese and smoked turkey meat just for like sandwiches for lunch. You're going to see a lot of carbs in here just because my carbs are around 550 to 600 right now. And when I'm bulking, that's why I increase the most frequently. So I have about 5 pounds of just white rice, some multi-grain bread, some whole wheat tortillas down there, which I'll throw like chicken and refried beans and cheese on, and then some bananas. I think this is 5 pounds, maybe 10 pounds of russet potatoes. Potatoes and rice is like my primary carb sources right now. And then just have some spinach. This is like one of my only vegetables I've been eating because there's not that much variety at the commissary. And then I have oats, which is like my morning breakfast. Some almond milk. People always ask why I drink almond milk over regular milk. It's just because it lasts longer. It doesn't go bad as fast. And going through one of these sometimes takes me up to 2 weeks. For cottage cheese, because I saw a recipe on Facebook, which I'll probably show in my next video, that involved some lasagna noodles. And then I'll eat these before going into PT in the morning. Just some Nature Valley granola bars and some Fiber One cereal, which just helps fiber and some more carbs, easy carbs. And then condiment-wise, ketchup. I'm a huge ketchup fan, almost on everything. Some raisins, dried fruit in like my oatmeal. And then because I don't have Chipotle here, this is probably the closest I'm going to get to it. And then just some salsa and sugar-free syrup for random things. So my old man, Mike Bear, absolutely hooked it up. He sent me all the supplements I needed. It's been like 3 weeks since I've had anything. I ran out of pre-workout and like branched chain amino acids. I still have creatine. And I can train fine without pre-workout. I'll pick up a Monster here and there, but I don't really need it. I feel fine without it. The biggest thing though that I could tell the difference was that I wasn't taking Intraflight. Intraflight is by far my favorite product. It's like amino acids. It has taurine, citrulline malate, agmatine sulfate, and carnitine tartrate. So I'm going to mix some of this stuff up. Also, I just want to give you guys a reminder, when you buy a product online at my site at bearperformancenutrition.com, if you could, go and leave a review afterwards. It really helps me out, and it kind of gives me good feedback of where I need to take the company or what I should improve on and change. So far, everything, the creatine, the flight, the pre-workout, the Intraflight, the amino acids, all 5 out of 5s, all the reviews. So here are a few clips of just some of the things I do prior to going into a chest and tricep, like bench press focus day. I've had problems with my shoulders in the past, so that's like my primary focus area of warming up. The rotator cuff and the shoulder joint itself is like a really complex joint. It's really easy to injure. So it's one of the things I don't want to be working on during this deployment is working around an injury again. The thing with this gym that's been happening is more people from the United States are coming into Korea now for my unit, so it's filling up really fast. I tried to get off of work a little bit early today so I could film some clips before it filled in, and after the bench press, a lot of people started coming to the gym and it just got really busy. So it's getting hard to film, and I need to find like a specific time that is going to work best for me. But in my chest and tricep workout, now this is what I've typically been doing, and I've been starting with bench press because their dumbbells only go up to 100 pounds. If I had an option, and this is like what I miss most about Texas and their weights, like I miss the old iron plates and the dumbbells and the old school gym. But I loved starting with chest press, dumbbell chest press. It's been one of my favorite exercises forever to increase volume on a chest day. And if I had the option, that's what I would do. But I'm kind of stuck with bench. So today was a 5x5, working up to 275. The reason I wanted to start with a heavy bench press session today is because I had the day off 2 days ago, so I felt really fresh. and just taking an opportunity of auto regulation, it felt like a good day to do bench press. Something you guys could really take away from this video is my bench press setup. Now it's been similar to this in the past couple years, but I recently saw Ryan Dorsey's setup on Instagram, and I've kind of changed mine to look a little bit like his because it works out really well. I like staying really tight in the beginning and spreading your lats and your scapula so that it's across the pad when you go to sit down. But I fall backwards, my feet coming up, and I kind of just push myself into that position. And then when I go to unrack the weight, I think of putting my rear delts into the pad, pushing off of that to protect my shoulders. So after bench press, I went into the barbell incline press and then the hammer strength incline press. I did some flies, some push-ups, some dips, and then some rope push-downs for triceps. The one thing though that I do change during a bulk as opposed to like when I'm in a maintenance period or a deficit is I like to increase the volume of my lifts over time. So when I'm in a bulk, I'm in a caloric surplus, my body's ability to recover is a lot better. It functions, it's more efficient, and I feel better in the gym. Especially like being with PT and doing cardio and push-ups and sit-ups and stuff there. When I'm in a surplus, I'm in a bulk, I can increase my volume on a daily basis.
How do you still stay pretty lean on your bulks?
So I'm in college and I'm taking like 15,000 steps every day. Should I still be doing cardio on my bulk? Or is that like just burning calories?
Okay, so if I want a lean bulk, do I slowly reintroduce carbs, or do I go balls to the wall with them while incorporating cardio still, and how much cardio should I do?
Nick, just finished up a couple miles on the treadmill, and what kind of cardio should I be doing during a bulk, if any? How much?
Trying to stay fairly lean. Can you bulk for like 6 weeks and then do like a mini cut for 2 weeks? Or will you kind of just spin your wheels?
Hello mate, I've been a big fan of yours for a long time now. Quick question, and it's not really to do with bulking, but when you're cutting, should you adjust your macros, in particular carbs, on rest days, yes or no?
How do you like Korea? Everyone I know that went said it sucked.
Chase tuning. So what I really wanted to do in this video is answer some common questions I've been getting in regards to bulking. Right now I've been bulking roughly 3 months, and I've gained about 7 pounds. So I started around 215, and 215's where I've been sitting the last, I'd say, a year or so, and I want to get up to 230 before leaving this deployment. Right now I'm sitting at 222. I'll kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the way I approach my bulks, and then I'll kind of shape the answers by the questions you guys asked on Snapchat. If you're not following me on Snapchat, I open up a lot of questions on there. I answer personalized questions, so it is right here on the screen. Bear PN. If you have a question, just send it to me. Typically, I'll answer it right away. But when I do like mass questions like this, I don't answer individualized ones. I just answer them like right now. So I like to do lean bulks. I don't do anything very extreme, and I always keep nutrition pretty simple and training pretty simple, like you heard me talk about a little earlier. When it comes to nutrition, I don't go like, here is cut, here is bulk, and I do cycles back and forth. I typically stay in a maintenance period, maybe a little over maintenance, but I haven't gone into a very serious bulk for a long time. So now that I'm doing a serious bulk, I want to increase calories to a little bit above maintenance because I want to be able to sustain this a little over a year. A lot of people want to start bulking and they start putting on a little bit of fat, they get scared, and they decide they want to cut. And it's a continuous battle of bulking, cutting, and you never really make solid progress or gains. So how many calories should you be consuming on a bulk? So a lot of you guys know that 1 pound is 3,500 calories. So if you wanted to gain 1 pound a week, that is 500 calories a day. 3,500 divided by 7, 500 calories. If you want to gain a pound, add 500. If you want to lose a pound, decrease 500. And that's dependent on energy expenditure as well. In my case, I don't want to bulk that fast. I don't want to put a pound on a week. I want to do it slower than that. So my calories right now are probably between 200 and 300 above maintenance. Now the big thing with me is being in the Army and doing PT every morning and cardio, running between 10 to 12 miles a week, sometimes more than that. My energy expenditure is pretty high. And what I found is if I don't compensate my calories in versus calories out on days where I do high intensity cardio, I have trouble gaining the weight. So what I'm doing now is on days where I expend more energy or we do longer runs, I'll add more calories in, maybe 200, 300 extra calories to compensate for the longer runs we did earlier in the day. What foods do I eat on a bulk? My nutrition, like my food choices and variety, doesn't really change. What I'm starting to realize is I want to incorporate quote unquote cleaner, healthier foods. Being in Korea right now, it's not that easy to get a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables at a decent price, but I feel a lot better on these natural food sources rather than eating Pop-Tarts. And I'm still flexible. I'm still a macro tracker, but I would prefer like potatoes, chicken, rice, fruits, vegetables, stuff like that. I function better. I perform better on foods like that. Now, cardio. This is a pretty popular question. Should you keep doing cardio while you're bulking? You don't have to. And if I wasn't in the Army, I wouldn't do any cardio. To tell you the truth, when I get out of the Army, I doubt I will ever run again in my life. But what I've noticed is it helps me stay lean and helps me maintain a leaner bulk. And if that's something you're looking for and being able to eat more foods, incorporating cardio will help you do that. There's a bunch of different methods of cardio you can incorporate. You can do high intensity HIIT training. You can do some long, slow runs throughout the week. You can switch it up, a mixture of two. That's kind of what I'm doing right now with PT, with the military. But I do like doing cardio during a bulk because it helps me stay lean. I can eat more food. But I do think it affects the gaining process a little bit. So the biggest thing I want you guys to take away, if you're trying to go into a bulk or you're struggling to decide if you should bulk or cut, if you're going to do it, commit to it. Don't get afraid when you start putting on a little bit of fat. It's one of those things where it should be put over a long period of time. You're not going to gain a substantial amount of weight, and that weight being muscle and mass and density over the course of 2 or 3 months as a natural athlete. To really benefit from a bulk, it should be, a year, 2 years. In my case, I'm doing a bulk for about 1.5 years before I start cutting for my next show. So I hope that helps some of your answers and kind of gears you towards where you should be going with a bulk. So thanks for the questions, guys. Right now we're locked down still, so we can't golf post by ourselves. We can't drink. The only circumstances we can golf post is to do stuff like this and acclimate our soldiers to the surrounding area, because a lot of people get in trouble here. So I just picked up dinner really quick before heading out. I've been up since 2 a.m. because we had a recall formation, had to go into work. So I picked up yaki mandu and bulgogi bibimbap. Last time I went to the Korean Katusa Cafe here, I just got sweet and sour chicken because I didn't know what to pick up. But one of my squad leaders or section leaders is from Korea and has family in Korea, so he kind of told me what to get. I'm gonna make this really quick because I'm about to head out. I have to take my soldiers into the Ville, show them around, just so that when they are able to go out, they're not getting in trouble and going to places they're not allowed to. So the yaki mandu is, I think it's a fried wonton. I'm sure someone will correct me here, but we will see how these are. They're extremely greasy, very greasy. Not really sure what I'm working with right now, but it's good. And then the bulgogi bibimbap, there's a lot going on here. It is beef, there's noodles, there's rice, looks like there's some onions, some cheese, and there's a fried egg on top. And it's a good amount of food. This cost me 12,500 won, which is roughly in American money or USD around $12. So it's not too bad for amount of food you get. I also asked for extra beef. Not really sure if I got it. One of the reasons I'm bulking over here is because of this reason right here. I want to experience the food. I'm not going to do a cut while I'm here and miss out on a lot of the culture. So as soon as I get back to the States, that's when the bulk ends, the cut starts. But this is dinner. I got to head out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will talk to you guys in the next one.